dear friends, my name is Sanne and I'm back with another beauty video, and today I have another review for you in the form of a 3 looks 1 palette video, and I'm very excited about this one, so I'm not gonna take a lot of time to jump into it. I'm gonna be reviewing the Colourpop Sweet as Can Be palette today from the Winnie the Pooh collection. Usually I'm not that keen on buying Colourpop things. I really like Colourpop's quality, but also they have done some questionable things as a brand, and I don't really like the fact that they pump out so many things. And also, for me, having to buy something from Colourpop, it has to come over from America. I have to pay customs and it's a lot of money. So usually I don't really buy from Colourpop that often. However, this time I had to because it's a Winnie the Pooh collection. And Winnie the Pooh is my favorite Disney character ever. I have loads of Winnie the Pooh things. Look, it's little bee Winnie. He's so cute. Shall I put him like somewhere over here so you can see him? Like that. Like sometimes you can see him. I like Winnie the Pooh, that's the thing. He's one of my favorite Disney characters ever. I absolutely loved the movies and such when I was little, so I had to get this palette just for me so I could put it on display. The palette itself, the shade range, isn't what I usually buy. Like I usually buy colorful things. I have enough neutrals in my collection, so I usually don't go for neutral palettes, but it's Winnie the Pooh again. I'm gonna be reviewing this palette for you today. I'm gonna show you 3 different looks in 3 different styles. I'm gonna keep it a tiny bit easy because it is a neutral palette, and I feel like people who would buy this palette would also use it in a very subtle and neutral way. So I'm not gonna do many crazy things, but I am gonna use it in my way. These are the shades, I hope you can see them properly. By the way, I also already did swatches of the shades, so you can see those on screen right now. They're lovely. I absolutely love the packaging of this palette. It's done so well. The little drawings everywhere, the little small drawings in the background, like even that. And then the honeycomb shaped pans, it's just so well done. It's such a pretty palette and I'm so happy to have this, either to use it or just put it on display. But I am gonna try and use it, and today I'm gonna use it for the first time. So I'm gonna do 3 looks with it. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do those looks, and I'm gonna give you my first impressions kind of review. So let's quickly get into look number 1. So we're gonna get into the first look first, and I'm gonna be going into the pink shades because I'm very curious about those, especially the shade Rumbly. I'm sorry about my nail. Especially this shade Rumbly because it's a matte soft pink, but it has these gorgeous soft pink glitters in it, and usually I'm not the biggest fan of the matte with glitter in it formula. However, these glitters just look so pretty that I'm just really curious how they look on the eyes, you know? So I'm just quickly gonna prime my eyes so we can get started. And as always, I use an eyeshadow primer because I want to give all my eyeshadows the same fighting chance. I always wear eyeshadow primer when I do my makeup regularly, so I also always do eyeshadow primer while trying out eyeshadows for the first time. I've done my base, so we're ready to get into these shades. And for the first look, the pink one, I'm gonna keep it quite simple shape-wise. I am gonna zoom you in so you can see what I'm doing. But shape-wise, I'm gonna keep it quite simple. So this look should be quite quick if you want something simple and quick to do with this palette. I'm first going into Rumbly, the soft pink shade, and I'm just gonna blend that all over the crease. This palette doesn't have a mirror, as you may have noticed. I'm just grabbing some other mirror. This color is extremely soft. I feel like this shade was a lot more bright when swatching than it looks now, but that could be just me. Because it's such a soft shade, it definitely blends easily into my skin color. Could also just be the brush or maybe the primer. But it seems like a very light and soft color, which could be very, very nice. And I don't know if you can see the glitter in it. I don't think you can, but I can. It's just so subtle, like a very subtle shimmer. And it just gives a little bit of depth to this very simple pink shadow. And I'm just gonna quickly drag that underneath the eye. So now we're gonna add a tiny bit more depth because I am me and I like depth. So I am going into, in my tumbly, which is a deep brown with a pinkish undertone. And I'm just gonna be applying that in the outer corner. Just like that, and then blending that away. Making sure to go into the crease and just really deepen up that outer corner. Also dragging that underneath my eye. And you get this lovely smoky purple pinkish look. That's really cute. Okay, so the deep shade is on. Keep in mind, I've already blended the shade out. You can definitely build it up a lot more so it can get deeper than that, but I feel like there's already quite a lot of depth going on, so I like to keep it this way. Like you saw, I put the dark shade on top of the lighter shade. Sometimes, especially with Colourpop shadows, that works really well. However, there's quite a lot of patchiness in this outer corner, and I feel like that may be resolved by applying the deep shade first so it can stick to that tacky base, and then you can blend it out using the lighter shade. So now we're gonna go to the final shade because this is a very quick look, and I'm going into Oh Bother, which is a bit of a pink toned shimmer, and I'm just applying that on the inner corner of the lid. And this is just a very soft shimmer. It's really not as bright or anything, but I think it looks nice and it adds a little extra to the look. It's also a really interesting shade because it kind of shifts a tiny bit between a gold and a more pink toned shade. So it fits really well with this look with the pink, and I think it brings out the pink a bit, but I think it would also look really nice with any of the other shades in this palette. So I think it's a great addition to this palette. This is gonna be it for the eyeshadow portion. I'm just quickly gonna finish up my lips and mascara and you know what, everything that I want to add, and I'll get right back to you. And I'm back with the finished look. I kept it very subtle and natural with just some mascara. I didn't really feel like adding like big lashes on top or anything, so no lashes, just mascara. My lips I also kept very neutral. I just added a neutral lip pencil with this bright pink lip gloss on top, which is the Essence Extreme Shine lip gloss in the shade Sugar Rush. So that is look 1 finished. So let's quickly get onto look number 2. Okay, let's get into look number 2. I'm just gonna apply some eyeshadow primer again. Anyway, for the next look, I'm going into my 2 favorite shimmers of this palette, which are Honey Tree and Sing Ho. The ones next to each other, the green ones. This one looks very blue, but it is more of like a minty base with a golden toned shimmer, so it turns kind of green when you swatch it, which is nice. So I think it pairs really well with the green shimmer. And I'm gonna go in with an angled eyeliner brush, not necessarily a small one, but just an eyeliner brush. And I'm going into Honey Tree first. And I'm going over here. See, that's a lot greener. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a lot greener than it looks in the pan. In the pan it looks blue, but on my eyes it definitely looks green. And I'm gonna go right up to the center of my lid approximately. And then I'm gonna go over into Sing Ho, the deeper green shimmer. And I'm gonna continue from there. Gonna try to blend them in a tiny bit over here. And then I'm gonna continue making my shape. And I'm gonna go from over here, from the outer corner, upwards into a bit of a graphic liner kind of shape. And I feel like this already looks really cute. You can definitely keep it like this, but I'm gonna fill in these shapes that we made with the same shades, because I just felt like these shimmers were so pretty. I just needed to do something with just the shimmers in this palette. And the shimmers are so extremely soft. And if you want, you can use those same shades underneath your eye as well, which I think is a nice thing to do. So I'm just lining underneath my eye as well. And just because I want something fun in the inner corner, I'm going into Make Believe, which is the golden shimmer next to it. And I'm just gonna pat that into the inner corner, just to add a bit of interest there. I'm just quickly gonna copy this on this eye and then do all the extra things that I want to add. So I'll be right back with you with the finished look. Okay, so I'm back with the finished look and I kept it the way I showed you before. I didn't add anything extra except for lashes, just because I wanted that pretty shimmer to do the talking. Like, those shimmers are just gorgeous, and especially that light green one. It's absolutely stunning. I absolutely love it. I paired it with the Hydra Matte lipstick in 403 Peach It by Essence. And then I also added a lip gloss by Essence, which is the Plumping Nudes lip gloss in the shade 1XXL Charm. So just to tone the oranginess of the peach down a bit. These are the Fairy Dust lashes by Doe Lashes. So that was look number 2. I'm just quickly gonna take it off and then we'll get on to look number 3. Okay, hello, I'm back to do look number 3, the final look. And we're finally diving into the main colors of this palette, yellow and brown. Again, I've primed my eyes, so I'm just gonna go into the yellow shade of the palette, which is Think, Think, Think. And I'm just grabbing a big fluffy brush and blending that right into my crease. And that's just a lovely, a bit of a muted yellow. Like, this is the perfect everyday kind of yellow. But you can also definitely put this all over your eyes and then, you know, it's yellow. No one's gonna question that. We're gonna continue and I'm gonna go into the shade next to it called Smackaroo, which is a lovely brown, but it seems to lean a bit towards like orangey yellow. So this is perfect to deepen up that outer corner with. Look at that. That's lovely. Making sure we have a nice deep outer corner. Like that. And I'm just going back into that yellow just to blend everything out a bit. Make sure the yellow in this inner corner is just really popping and lovely yellow. Winnie the Pooh kind of yellow, you know. There are again some shimmers or glitters in that brown shade. Which to me is fine. The brown shade is absolutely beautiful, blends wonderfully, layers well on top of this yellow, so I'm not complaining about anything. And the shimmers look fine. They're not excessively present when you look at them, so to me it's fine. It's just your personal preference. So now we're gonna dip into a shimmer again, and we're going back into Make Believe, which we used as an inner corner highlight for the previous look. And I'm just applying that right onto the lid to really make this a lovely golden yellow look. And now we're just gonna get a tad more specific with our look, and I'm going in with a very small angled eyeliner brush and this shade Best Friends, which is a deeper brown, which also has a shimmer in it, like the glittery thing, the matte with the glitter. And I'm just gonna use that to make a bit of a liner moment. And I'm just straight applying it onto these shadows, just because I feel like it. If you want this eyeshadow to pop a bit more, you can also use a little trick. And for that, you first apply concealer in the shape of eyeliner, and then you pat the shadow on top. So you get a bit more of a neat line and you get a lot more pigment. But I'm just using it like this just because I want to keep it a bit more subtle. And I like that the edges are a bit blended instead of very, very neat and straight. So the top part of the look is done, and you can definitely keep it this way. But I want to make this look a tiny bit more Pooh Bear inspired. So I'm going into the shade Pooh Bear, which is the final shade from this palette that I haven't used. Which is a bit of an orange brown. And I thought it would be fun to do this on the lower lash line, just blend it out a tiny bit, just to give that look of, you know, Pooh Bear being yellow with his little red sweater, but a bit more toned down. That kind of vibe is what I was going for. So I'm going into Pooh Bear with a bit of a flat, fluffy brush. And I'm just applying that on the lower lash line, just slowly blending that. So this looks good. I'm just gonna add a tiny bit more of Make Believe, the shimmer, and just gonna add that to the inner corner. And by dragging it a bit on that lower lash line, you're kind of gonna blend in the top and bottom half of your look a bit more. So this is the Pooh Bear inspired subtle look done. I have now used all shades in the palette, so I can give you a good review on it, I feel like. But first I'm gonna finish up this look, add whatever I want to add, and I'll get right back to you with the finished look and my review on the palette. Okay, I'm back with the finished look. I added some lashes. These are the Soft Bloom lashes by Doe Lashes. And on my lips I'm wearing a combination of this Mickey eye pencil, which I always use for my lips. And then I topped it off with the e.l.f. lip lacquer in the shade Moody, because this was a nice orangey brown lip product, which I felt like really matched that orange brown that we put underneath here. And I think in total it looks really cute. It's like really subtle Winnie the Pooh. Wat wil je nog meer? So, the Sweet as Can Be palette by Colourpop. This palette is freaking adorable. First of all, the packaging is, we've discussed this at the beginning of the video, the packaging is just so good. The art on it, the little details, the honeycomb shaped pans, everything about this palette is gorgeous, amazing, wonderful. I absolutely love it. Like, if I didn't love the eyeshadows, I would just put it on display like this, because look at that. It's just so well done. Then let's get over to the shades of the palette itself. They are very subtle eyeshadows, which of course you can see a bit from this in general. The shadows are just light, but they're lovely. They're pigmented, they're very creamy, they blend super well. Of course I haven't used all of the shades in the way they were supposed to be used, so I can't exactly judge every single shade entirely, but I feel like while doing these 3 different looks, I haven't ran into a single issue. This one was better to use first and then blend out with the lighter shade instead of putting this on top of a lighter shade, because it got a bit patchy that way. That was the only thing, I think. And the shades are absolutely lovely. The shimmers, they're Colourpop shimmers. They're very simple shimmers. They're not gonna look extremely metallic. They're not gonna be any type of duochrome. They're not gonna be extremely sparkly. But that's because it's a drugstore brand. But for the fact that these are drugstore shimmers, they are extremely nice. They are so creamy, so soft, so easy to apply. This gold one is really lovely and shimmery, like as well for an inner corner. Absolutely beautiful. Remind yourself, this shade is a lot greener on the eyes than it looks in the pan. Just so you know. And again, all the shades were so easy to apply, easy to blend. They look absolutely lovely, and I feel like I don't really have anything else to note about this palette. It's just a really lovely palette. I think I like these colors even more than I imagined. I mainly bought this for the packaging and the fact that this is Winnie the Pooh. So I could maybe display it, but I actually really like the shadows and the shade range, and I think you have something here that you can use like multiple ways. And I just really like the shade range, because they could have also just made it yellow with just some browns, you know, but they put in some pink shades, they put in some green, they put in some gold, some orangey shades. It's just a great range. And it definitely fits like this floral vibe going on over here. And I like the soft tones actually, because the soft tones do fit Winnie the Pooh very much. Like from the drawings from the original books, and the soft tones in all the films and whatever. There aren't really any like bright deep colors in any of it. So these subtle shades definitely fit the vibe, and I feel like this palette is done really well. So I'm really happy with it. If you're into neutral shades and some more subtle things to work with, this would definitely be a palette for you, and especially if you like Winnie the Pooh. So yeah, that was my Colourpop Sweet as Can Be Winnie the Pooh palette review with 3 looks. We've done them all, we've used every single shade, so I'm ready to go now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my blog, my socials and my gaming channel are all linked down below, so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it from me today. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles!